All right, Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and Shalom to you, brothers pushing this truth. I'm Karat the Zakbar, back with another show. And the title of this show will be called The Star in the East Was a Chariot. All right. And when you read about the birth of the Lord and how there was going to be a star for a sign of his birth, okay, that star actually was a chariot or a so-called UFO, all right, which, people know them as UFOs. We know them as IFOs or the chariots of the Lord, all right. But the star represented a chariot, okay, or a UFO. And we're going to read the scriptures, go into it. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 2. I'll start from the top. It says, "Now when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came 3 wise men from the east to Jerusalem." Yeah, so Yahushua was born in the days of Herod the king, or Herod the Great, all right, which Herod the Great was the king of the Jews at that time, okay? And Herod the Great, he wasn't a Jew, he was a Edomite, all right? His father was Antipater the Idumean, who set up the Herodian kingdom, okay? And Herod the Great was, set up as king over the Jews, all right? But he was an Edomite, but he had the appearance of a Jew, okay? He because he had dark skin, but he was an Edomite. So reading on, it says, now I read it again. Now when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. Yeah, and it says wise men. It never said 3 wise men, which they like to push, right? Especially in Christianity. They'll tell you that, it was 3 wise men. No, it was a company of wise men, all right? It never specified how many wise men there was. All right, so verse 2 saying, where is he that is born? So like it's saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. Now it says, when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Yeah, that's right. So Herod was troubled. Why? Because he knew his position as king over the Jews was in jeopardy, all right? Because the Jews was looking for the king to come, according to the prophecy. Now, verse 4, and when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Hamashiach should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophets. Yeah, Herod wanted to know where the Lord was going to be born, because he had planned to, kill the Lord. All right, and that's why he had commanded all the Jewish the Jews 2 years old and under to be slaughtered. Why? Because he wanted to execute Yahushua. So verse 5, and they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet. It says, and thou Bethlehem, in the land of Judah art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people. Yeah, and that's written in the prophecy that out of Bethlehem, how Yahushua, which is the ruler, was going to be born. Real quick, we get that in the prophecy. The book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 2. But though Bethlehem, Ephratah, it says, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be a ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting. Yeah, so the prophecy of Yahushua, which was going to be the ruler of Israel, was going to come out of Bethlehem. All right. So going back into Matthew 2, verse 7. Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. Yeah, so the star appeared into the wise men, and Herod inquired of it, what time the star appeared unto them. And he went and he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child. And when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come to worship him also. Yeah, so, Herod was being a damn devil, man. Being subtle, because he wasn't gonna worship the Lord. He was gonna slay the Lord, Verse 9, and when they had heard the king, they departed. And lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. Yeah, so they saw the star in the east, and the star went before them, okay? So the star went before them and pretty much took them on a path to where to find the Lord. So this star was guiding them to come and worship Yahushua. All right. Now, that wasn't an actual star in the sky, that was moving around to guide them. It was a chariot of the Lord, all right, or a so-called UFO. And we're going to go on the blue letter, look up that word star in the Greek.
Strong's G 792, Aster.
Yeah, so the word in the Greek is aster. That says a star. Scroll down to Strong's definition. It says a star as strong over the sky. It says literally or figuratively, star. Yeah, so when you come across the word star, the Greek word is aster. It can mean a literal star, but it can mean a star that's figuratively, okay? And most times when you read the scriptures and you come across star, it's figurative, all right? It's not talking about an actual star. So, and when you exercise in the scriptures, you will understand that that's a chariot, all right? Because all throughout the scriptures, the chariots of the Lord are mentioned, all right? The chariots of the Lord appears unto the prophets, or to the men of the Lord, okay? And this was a chariot of the Lord, which was a sign, all right, of the Lord's coming. So that star, so pretty much it was an angel, man, in the sky in a chariot that guided the wise men to where Yahushua was born, okay? So I read a little more. It says, verse 9, and when they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. Yeah, so the star guided them and stood over where Yahushua was born. All right. And when they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. Right. So the point was that the star in the east was a chariot. Okay. Now from there I want to get Exodus 13 and I read from 18. Okay. This is Exodus chapter 18. Exodus chapter 13, verse 18. It says, "But the Most High led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea, and the children of Israel went up hardness out of the land of Egypt. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, The Most High will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you. And they took their journey from Sackcoth, and encamped in Etham, in the edge of the wilderness." Yeah, so this is, the children of Israel being led out of, the Red Sea into the wilderness. Okay. It says, "And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, and led them in the way, and by night in a pillar of fire, to give them light to go by day and night." Yeah, so that's right. So back then Israel was led out of Egypt, okay, into the wilderness. A cloud led them. All right. And it said that cloud was a pillar of a cloud by day, and by night a pillar of fire. All right. Which is all talking about a chariot, a UFO that was in the sky, that was a light for them, for their path that the children of Israel followed, and it led them into the wilderness. Okay. It says, "And he took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people." Yeah, so the cloud was constantly guiding the people constantly guiding the children of Israel. Okay. So, and there's many more accounts where the so-called UFOs or the chariots are mentioned. All right. And you might read it as a cloud, or you might read it as a star, or it speaks about the flying rolls or the wheels within the wheels. All right. This is mentioned as a cloud, which was a pillar of fire. All right. Why? Because it was a light in the sky, just like how stars, those are lights in the sky. And when you see, or you might see videos of UFOs, or actually see a UFO in the sky, and what they appear to be as stars in the sky. You might get it confused. You might think it's this shooting star, or you might think it's a shooting star, but it could be actual. But those are actual chariots. All right. Or it's mentioned as clouds, man. All right, you see chariots in the sky. They have that. They appear to be white, like clouds, white and bright. So there's chariots all throughout the scriptures. Okay. So when the star of the east that appeared to the wise men to lead them to Yahweh birth, that was a actual chariot or UFO. Okay? But with that, I'm going to say all praises due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakah Quadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.